this track.
Yes, bars over bodies where it really ain't a trend. Breaking down all the women in the ring with the pen. At the top of the league, we ain't focused on the men. Hey, we reppin' all the queens with hip hop, watch how it blend. Yeah, it's bars over bodies, it's deeper than what they win. We talking top rope, clothesline, moves all in the air. We talking body slam, suplex, throwing steel chair. Hey, it's lyrics with the legends and the culture, this is rare.
What's good, y'all? I am your host, Micah Misfit, and this is Bars Over Bodies, where we mix women's wrestling with hip-hop, adding a different flair to the culture and really talking about what's going on while keeping it 100% real, 100% authentic. Today's episode, I am so excited about, y'all. I'm so serious because we will be talking about the amazing women coming up in NXT. And this episode is going to be called the NXT Freshman Class 2025 Bars Over Bodies Edition. Let's get into it. So why do I call this the NXT Freshman Class 2025? Well, I don't know if y'all are familiar with it, but Double XL, they usually do a summer class of upcoming talent, people who are really sticking out, people who they really think are going to have a serious impact in the game. Now, I have chosen 10 ladies that I really believe should be focused on. The women I am not including, that doesn't mean there is anything wrong with them or they've done anything wrong. This is just what I see or what I think of when I really think of who's going to carry the main card in the division moving forward. But before I get there, there's something I have to address. So my first podcast episode, I made a statement where I said there will never be two black champions in WWE at the same time. This was very controversial, but I felt like it was necessary to say. I had a lot of feedback. Of course, there's people in the comments very focused on proving me wrong, saying, oh, well, we had a Bobby Lashley, a Bianca Belair. When I was saying this, I was talking about two top world champions, the top belt. I'm not referring to a top belt and a mid-card belt. Yes, we have seen that, but that's not where I was going with that. I do find it interesting, though, that there were people so focused on trying to show, let's say that was the case, hypothetically, they were so focused on these few times that it would have even happened. And I really believe it was to prove that I'm wrong. Maybe there was a certain level of uncomfortability people were feeling with me calling something like this out. A big thing that I'm trying to get across when I'm even bringing this up is that just as a society, as fellow people, we should really focus on understanding where the person is coming from. People can focus so much on statistics and what they call facts, but let's keep it on statistics. People focus so much on statistics that they overlook the entire truth. Sometimes there's a greater message being told than the minute details a person tries to focus on. I just want to address that because how are we supposed to move forward with conversations, have any level of progression, if we're so focused on trying to prove the person, man, woman, bringing this topic, bringing this point wrong? There's no way that will work long term. So I just wanted to call that out. But again, thank y'all so much for the people who were even enjoying the first episode, interacting, engaging with the YouTube, the streaming services, the TikTok, everything. I am truly grateful, and I'm very glad we could get a conversation like that started. Now, moving on with these new ladies, I am so impressed. I want to start by saying, when it comes to the main card in NXT, the developmental brand, these NXT women are having better storylines. Now, is that to say it's just better because the main card is weaker, or it's just the strength of the storytelling and the product Shawn Michaels is giving us? I don't know which of the two necessarily, but I do want to acknowledge that they are having better storylines. So right off the top, we're very interested. Who do I want to start with when presenting this class? At the top of the class, I'm talking straight A's, A+++. So, Ruca! Yes, she gets a round of applause, okay? But guess what I gotta address? Soul is hurt. Soul is injured. The double belt champion is out of it because she was injured on SmackDown in that tag team match where she was paired with Zarya versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. My mom swears she noticed that that Soul was injured, she ain't noticed a thing. I'm telling you, she ain't noticed a thing. But I think she's trying to make it seem like she's really paying attention. Maybe, who knows? But Soul Ruca is injured now. And that really hurts my feelings because she was having an amazing run. Soul Ruca has been an amazing champion. She is skilled. I am convinced that she has the best finisher in the game. High level skill, great character work, where she can even really keep that character in the ring still. The moves, the execution, the acrobatic abilities. I mean, I'm thoroughly entertained the entire time I am watching Soul Ruca. That is a star, okay? Pay attention, y'all. I mean, now it's going to be a bit difficult with her being out of the office, but go back and watch some old clips or something, while we're waiting for her to make her grand return. Moving on, though. After Soul Ruca, you know what? I'm going to give my top 3, actually, right now. And then we're going to move on to the other ladies. Number 2, Lash Legend. What? Lash Legend, I could almost call her a spectacle. I really could. You know why? Because she's standing 6 feet tall, a power wrestler off of build and skill, who's acrobatic. I have seen Lash Legend flip to get to her opponent. What? Because she's a gymnast too. She also comes from a basketball background. This is a super athlete on our hands. She's fantastic. You know what's funny even? There's something about Lash Legend that really has even a hip-hop flair to me. This might sound like a crazy comparison, but there is this boss girl energy of like a Meg the Stallion even, where you walk in dominant, tall, confident, knowing you can execute this skill. Being, a newer person in the game, but having the talent and skill to make me go, oh, she can keep up. When she was in that ring, when her tag team partner was Jakara, and she was going against Bianca Belair, what? It was giving I'm ready. Bianca is Bianca, GOAT status. And Lash is keeping up. That is incredible. Third person I want to focus on. Who do y'all think it is? If I had to have one more girl in my top 3. Because there's some options. I want to make it like a crazy suspenseful thing, but I'm not going to go overboard with that. The third person I'm going to put in this, Kaylani Jordan. Here's why. Not only was she an inaugural champion at one point, really setting the tone for this division, she's also a TNA champion right now, as she so rightfully deserves. Acrobatic, highly skilled. I would honestly say Soul Ruca and Kaylani Jordan are the most technically skilled wrestlers we have on NXT. So when I have a top 3, what that mean, y'all? They are ready for main card. They are ready for a main card debut. It is the time, okay? Now, how WWE would market these 3 black queens, who's to say? I could say, optimistic all day, but who really knows? Am I confident? Absolutely not. But there's always hope. There's always something that could happen. Those are my top 3, which brings me to my point. These black women are running the division. Because who am I about to include as a runner-up to my top 3? And after that, I promise there will be no more rankings after I do this. Who am I going to include lastly? Jaida Parker. Miss Parker with the shoulder. Why do I include her? Star power. Most people will argue, well, Jaida Parker, she's not so skilled. She's not da-da-da-da-da. Guess what? Is she the most skilled? No, she's not. She's not, okay? And I get where you're going with that to an extent. But she is a good wrestler. What's greater than her being a good wrestler? Let's just leave that there. She's a good wrestler, but more than anything, she has the best character work. She has the best star power. She's most over with the crowd. I don't know what this Jaida hate train is where people are acting like she's not the star she is. Jaida Parker is fantastic. Jaida Parker is fantastic, and I have some other thoughts on even title things that I'm going to get to as I progress a little bit more. But yes, these black women are running NXT, but guess what? They're not the only ones killing it. Moving from this point now, We're just listing different ladies that are very talented. There is no ranking at this point, okay? But we're going to move to Lola Vice. Lola Vice. That is a star as well. We love the spicy flair she gives to it. Her really being with the culture, with her culture, incorporating that into her entire gimmick. I really like that. I love the character she even keeps in the ring. I think her moves are good. I think they're really good. Again, like a Jaida Parker, I would say Lola Vice has good skills, but it's that star power that really brings it all together. And I think that's fine. I don't know what's with this obsession with, oh, gotta be so technically skilled. If y'all are so obsessed with that as being an overall thing, because we have some wrestlers like that on the brand, y'all better go somewhere else with that, because we're really here for the combination. Good wrestlers combined with star power, entertainment. This is an entertainment show. So shout out to Lola Vice. Moving on, I want to touch on JC Jane. Is she a good champion? I think she is a good champion. Do I have a lot to say on her? Not a whole lot. I definitely think she deserves to be in this conversation. I don't see anything wrong with her reign necessarily. Does she need to lose it to Tatum? I don't really think so. I think she's a good champion. If she loses it, would it be the worst thing? No, it wouldn't be. But I don't know. I personally think JC could keep the belt this time around. And depending on when this airs, we'll see if this had, actually happened the way this went. But JC, that's a good champion, and I want to leave it there. Now, Tatum. Tatum is on this list too, okay? I have seen the work she's put in. I see the desire from the fans who really want to see her push to the forefront. Do I think she should have that title opportunity? Controversial. No. Oh, I know. It's like, why did I say that? Because when I was watching that match, that battle royale, we're in that bottom four. We have Tatum. We have Jordynne Grace. We have Izzy Dame. We have Kaylani. I think there were better options. A lot of those other girls were actually better options. I get it. I get there's some type of storyline we're trying to build. There's nothing wrong with the storyline. I like the entertainment aspect too. I think I just come sometimes from a place of mixing the talent with the star power. She does not have star power. I just, again, think there were greater options with that. But Tatum deserves to be in this conversation. Moving on, Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace is a very solid wrestler. She's a very talented wrestler. Now, this is when we're going back to that conversation of people who really have the skills. Also, she's built like the Terminator. Oh my gosh. It's giving I really work out and I take this seriously, and nobody can take that from me if anything else. I think I love the build. I love the skill in the ring. I think she has good character. The storylines with her have been good. Could there be some improvements for her? And not anything she's doing, just the development of her storyline, the way her character is being treated, how she's going to really progress. Absolutely. I think there could be a lot of improvements, adjustments. But again, she is good enough to be in this top 10 that I'm discussing. Next up, we are going to go into Blake Monroe and Zarya, because this switches it into a new conversation. Blake Monroe is a star, a superstar. And I'm going to say it. Blake Monroe coming onto this brand from AEW, she was getting hazed. And I think the hazing period is over. I know y'all are thinking, what you mean she was getting hazed? She was getting hazed because she came from AEW. And yes, this is a conspiracy theory. I saw the same thing with Jade Cargill to an extent. When you come from AEW, WWE wants you to prove that you really want it over here. I know that because Blake Monroe had a first L coming to this brand very early on, very different from her run at AEW. She did not start as this superstar on NXT. She has had to build up to that point. Do I think she's built up enough to deserve it? Absolutely. I really like Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe should actually win that match with Zarya. Is she going to win and get that belt? Absolutely. I really put Blake Monroe as a great competitor to hold Sol Ruca's belt if Sol Ruca's not going to be the one to do it. Do I think there are some other options we could play with? Absolutely. But Blake Monroe is a great choice. This is her time. The hazing period is over. She wants it, okay? Welcome to the brand. Welcome to the gang, So shout out to Blake Monroe. Zarya. This is when we go into the conversation of her being paired with Sol Ruca. Do I think it's a good pairing? At first it was. Now it's time to part ways. At one point, I thought they wanted Sol to be a triple belt type of Mercedes Moné Sol Ruca kind of thing. But with her being out, I do think it is time for her and Zarya to part ways if they're not going to get any type of belt. I see what they're doing here. They clearly want to separate them now, have Zarya do some type of heel turn to Sol Ruca. I really think Zarya is going to lose that belt to Blake Monroe, as she should. But after that, I don't know what's left for Zarya. I don't even think I'm fully sold on Zarya. And I kind of feel bad for saying that. The gimmick isn't really sticking out for me. It's not doing anything for me. Why is she in this conversation? Well, because she worked for it. She clearly is in some type of storyline and is popular. She is popular. I keep her in that top 10. I keep her in that top 10 for that. But she might be lower, if not the lowest, on my top 10. But we're going to leave that there. With that being said, if there wasn't a Blake Monroe who was going to get that belt, or even with JC, if there wasn't going to be a Tatum to get that belt, Lash Legend should have had that belt, at least an opportunity to get the belt. What are we doing with Lash Legend? Why does Lash Legend not have gold around her waist? There are different belts. There are 3 different belts she could be getting. No belts for Lash Legend? She better be going straight to main card. I mean, by the end of the year at this point, if they're not going to show her the love that she really deserves and that she's worked hard for. Do I think Kaylani should fight for that belt? No, Kaylani's fine. She has that TNA belt. Kaylani's killing it. She's fine. She don't need to fight for that belt anymore. Jaida Parker. Should Jaida Parker have a chance for that belt? No. And here's why I say that. It's not like they're going to give it to her. They giving Jaida Parker the Bianca Belair treatment where she gets to make it all the time to the opportunity to get the belt and never gets the belt. Never gets the belt. What's the point? We're not going to put her in the mix no more if they're not going to give her that belt. So, no, I don't think Jaida Parker should be in the conversation for having that title match if they're not going to handle it properly. So, once again, Lash Legend would have been the best choice for me to fight for one of those belts by now, at least. Who deserves to be on the main card? That's the big question. Now, I've already addressed a few in the beginning, but I really want to list out the entire group of ladies I really think would succeed on the main card. Again, no order with these first 4. Sol Ruca, Lash Legend, Kaylani, and Blake Monroe. Why do I say these ladies? Let's start with Sol Ruca. She's got the full package. I really think she's the biggest star on the brand. It's insane that she is injured at this point. But I say she's got the entire package out of everybody else. Bring her to the main stage. Lash Legend. That's the star. That is a star. I don't know how else to express that. We're going to leave that right there. Kaylani, one of the most skilled on the brand, has a good gimmick, ready for this level. Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe was a star at AEW, and she's proving that she will be a star on WWE. Now, when she gets to the main card, I personally think her biggest competition is going to be Tiffany Stratton. Now, are we ready to get into that conversation? No, we're making this very brief. 2 ladies that I think with a bit more development could be ready for a main card, Jaida Parker and Lola Vice. Now, what's my biggest reason in saying this? Their level of star power is insane. How are the skills? The skills are good. Could they be better? Yes, they could be better, but they're not bad. So in total, we have 4 ladies for sure ready right now, and we have 2 that are very close to getting there. So this is where we've reached the end of the episode. Again, why did I want to do a XXL style freshman class? Because I think there's a certain commonality when we're discussing these ladies coming up in the way we would describe hip-hop artists coming up. We have the difference in style, the flow, the charisma, the delivery of the skill and the talent, the gimmick, the character. I mean, these are all traits that make an incredible hip-hop star. It's almost like the way these ladies are moving in the ring is synonymous to them dancing to a beat. There's a certain rhythm that they're really keeping. When you see the way they're flowing, I mean, it's really interesting. And that's why I even wanted to make a podcast like this to show the beauty of how it's almost like a song and dance when these ladies are really in the ring. I think it's incredible. Now, I do want y'all to let me know which ladies will be in y'all's top 10 freshman class. Which ladies do you even think are ready to hit that main card? And when are they ready? Is it right now? Is it close in the future? I really want y'all to let me know. And I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I would truly appreciate y'all subscribing to my YouTube channel, Micah Misfit, following me on Instagram at Micah Misfit, TikTok at Micah Misfit 8, any streaming platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Bars Over Bodies by Micah Misfit. Also, stream the music. I mean, we have a song out right now for the podcast called Bars Over Bodies. Come on, y'all. Let's just really get it going. I appreciate any support I get. Let me know again any feedback, anything you would like to see me even cover on these episodes. I'm very open to it all. I'm really excited, though, for the topics I have coming up. But once again, we have to describe these ladies, at least discuss them and all the incredible things they are doing on this NXT brand, on this developmental brand, where I can see truly that they are headed to incredible places. So yeah, y'all, this is Bars Over Bodies, host Micah Misfit, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day.
I've been in it for a minute, but I'm back now. Steady seeing haters who just questioning my background. I only speak facts, I ain't got nothing to cap out. It's like I'm in a figure 8 and I don't ever tap out.